If I have an image, like for example this Coke label that takes up the entire screen, I can easily make a cylinder shape and sort of create something that looks like a drink. So let's go ahead and use our move tool and go up to 3D. And again, we're going to use mesh from layer, and we go to cylinder this time. And now we create ourselves a nice shape that can look like a possible drink. Let's take a look at some other options. If I take a look at placing this label maybe on the far right here and position it so that it looks like this, you'll notice that in that same 3D from mesh preset section, there is a soda that you can select. And this is what that could look like. So you can have a nice can, could be Coke, could be whatever other label you decide to use. How about if I want to use that same label or something like it and wrap it around, for example, a bottle, so that we have something like this. Well, you might have noticed that also in that 3D presets, we also have, I'm going to select this layer here where I have this label, 3D, and go to new mesh from layer, and there's also a wine bottle at the bottom. Now that'll give us a bottle, and what we want is to be able to see that label but also see the bottle and all of that other stuff. So the nice thing about some of these meshes is that they come very detailed. So if I look at this section here in my 3D panel, here's my wine bottle, but underneath that there are some actual layers of this wine bottle. So for example, there's this part which is the label material, there's this part which is the glass material, and then this part which is the cork material. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So if I select this glass material and I go up here to the top where our presets are, this may not have the one that looks like glass right now, but if I go to the little icon here, I can go down to where it says default for ray tracer and click OK. And now I have some glass textures and materials that I can use here. So for example, this might be what a rosé bottle of wine could look like. This one's a little bit different, and this one's like a green bottle. I even have a clear bottle that you can barely see until you render it. But the point is, you have some presets that you can work with here. So let's take a look at, maybe if I look at the cork material, which is the top of the bottle, that's this section right here. Maybe I want to use something else for that. For example, this gold. That'll make the top of the bottle a nice gold. So now, if I were to select this area using my marquee tool, I can make a selection around this, and I can render it, and you'll see that it starts to become a little bit more believable as an actual bottle.